Crash Bandicoot 2 is my least favourite of the trilogy remaster, and it's disappointing in many ways for its own reasons rather than just being remastered. The magic of the first Crash feels lost, and only a small flash of what made it fun and memorable can shine through in this second game. Though it's my least favourite, it is still fun. It's typical Crash Bandicoot platforming with some new obstacles and enemy variations to accompany the variety of levels. Sadly, some levels are a big miss compared to others. The jetpack levels, for example, fail because the controls feel ropey and the whole thing feels out of place. But you have the polar bear levels that make up for it. But it will frustrate you, and when it comes to the time trials, you will be warned that they can be hard. All the tropes of the first is here also. Complete the levels and the additional challenges become unlocked, where you've got your timed runs and the gems. Though my advice is complete the game first, as you can obtain the running shoes that allow you additional help trying to beat the later time challenges if you're going for the platinum, or if you're just seeking to do some of the challenges for yourself.
They look like this. Crystals Crash.
The music is all there in its glory and it's faultless. It's fun and bouncy and it's classic Crash, and if you've played the first one, everything's here of what you'd expect. The graphical update is also all intact and rich in colour, and there is fun to be had from the levels on show. Though, the bosses are very easy and can be quite poor, which is disappointing, but on the upside, the progression after getting through the levels for a world means you ain't held up from a boss, which is always a plus. I could be wrong also, but it felt like the death animations felt limited and not as many in this Crash. Worse, there were fewer funny ones, which is a shame as this is part of Crash's charm and quirks. The world sections, though still colourful, don't have much connection to the levels it holds, bar one or two. There isn't much to them, and the camera is fixed tight, so you can't get a view of the full room without having to go to the doors to see what's left to be done. The change from island map to claustrophobic rooms feels a misstep in design. You're trapped in a room with 5 levels to pick, then once levels are done, you fight a boss and then take a lift to the next world, which repeats another room with 5 levels and then unlocks another boss. I see the benefits of this, as you may get stuck, so you can easily pick another level and jump in, unlike the first Crash, but it feels half-baked and shoddy, especially with the camera issue I mentioned earlier. If you've played Crash 1 and achieved the platinum, you'll be pushed once again for this one. Speedruns are very challenging in this game, though the colour gems are drastically easier than the first, and getting clear gems isn't overly troublesome, except you will need some of the cheeky hidden exits to unlock the hidden routes to this game. As well as the usual bonus routes, there is also no death routes, which are like bonus levels, but the twist is you have to reach them without dying as you play the level, often rewarding you with a bonus cleared gem. Of the 3 Crash games, this was the most frustrating for me. The hit detection fell off in this game at times. A great example is the metal starfish enemy. It has electrical tentacles that go up and down, and you can do identical jumps and get different results, with the game choosing if you die or if the enemy does. The game is littered with these little issues, as well as some picky jumps. General play you don't mind as much, but it rears its ugly head when speedrunning comes into play, and that's where you get the most frustration. With everything said, this is probably the Marmite of the Crash games, and in such I give it a 3 out of 5. You will be made to earn that platinum, but the game just doesn't feel fair at times, giving more frustration than felt needed, which ultimately knocks the fun drastically at times.
It's Crash Bandicoot!
Thanks for watching, like and subscribe and give me feedback.